our kids to have fun at the prom and, of course, all those after prom parties. But how can you make sure they're having a good time while at the same time being responsible? Tricia Spear from Parents Supporting Students Taking a Right Stand, or PS STARS, is here with some great tips today. Tricia, welcome to More at Midday.
Thanks. Nice to be here.
All right, let's first just tell us about Parents Supporting STARS, a really great organization.
It is. The genesis of where Parents Supporting Students Taking a Right Stand at Brentwood High School came from is we want to facilitate communications not only between parents and their students, but parent-to-parent conversations, because it really does take a village to raise our kids, and to keep that link going helps us be informed about what's going on and the challenges that our kids are facing.
Exactly, and this panel discussion really comes at a time when spring proms are coming up. It's going to be really the topic of discussion. So why did you all choose to advocate for this?
Well, a lot of times parents will take on the responsibility of having that pre-party or the post-party, having all the kids back to your house, and what we wanted to provide them with are some tools on how to have the kids at your house but keep it under control, and also to inform them a little bit about what their risks and liabilities as a social host in the state of Tennessee are, so that if things do go a little off plan, what your resources are and how you can pull it back in.
Exactly. And of course, a lot of parents are hosting the parties, as you said. So you have some tips for the parents out there who will be doing that on how they can make sure the children have a safe night. So first tip, you say don't allow a public invitation to be issued on Facebook. This is something we need to think more and more about as kids are on Facebook more and more.
That invitation can go out and you can wind up having 400 children show up at your house within a 20-minute span, and nobody can corral that many kids and keep them in line. So limiting access to the invitation is the first thing that a parent should be aware of doing, because sometimes they go out and you had no idea what your child was doing.
Right. And also review the guest list before the party.
Absolutely. Make sure that you have a guest list, that you know how many people are invited, and that only those people on the guest list will be permitted in. So if they're bringing extra friends or they've shared the invitation online, that they'll be aware that they're not coming in to the party.
Right. And while you're checking the guest list, make sure you check the invitation as well. Make sure it clearly states no drugs or alcohol will be allowed.
Absolutely. A lot of times people think that that's assumed and a given, but to have it right out there in writing, the kids will see it and they'll realize that you're a little bit serious about what you're going to permit in your house.
Exactly. Also, you say make sure it's clear that once guests leave, they may not return. Why is that?
Because they're tricky. They'll run out to their car, they'll stash a little something off on the side, and they'll come in and out of your house. So while you're providing a safe environment in your house, kids will find a way to celebrate the way that they want to. So once they come in, they're in, and once they're out, and make that clear they're not going to be trafficking back and forth.
Right. So really set those ground rules beforehand.
Very important.
Yes. Now, another thing you're saying, it is important sometimes if you feel the need to consider hiring an off-duty police officer. Now, is this for extreme cases? When would someone consider this?
I don't think it's for extreme cases. I think you should have other parents helping you chaperone, parents probably with kids at the party as well, because there's a little bit, when they know each other's names and those moms can look at that child and call them by name, they're going to respond a little bit more directly. But having that officer there is a deterrent to the kids that might think that they're going to be bringing drugs and alcohol into your home. And he can also patrol the street and the cars and the activity that's going on out there. And the onus isn't all on the parent to be that stern bad guy when you really want to be the welcoming host.
Right. That's a good idea. Okay, lastly, you say be sure to communicate with other parents. This is a big key here.
Absolutely. You should never be leery or wary about calling a parent if their child is perhaps shown up at your house having had some alcohol, or you're not quite sure if they're in a sober state of mind. That's the time when you want to place that phone call to the other parent, say, you know, you need to come get them. Make sure that that child's safe. That, as all parents know, that's our concern. Our biggest priority is keeping not only our own children safe, but everybody else's kids too.
Right, and you are a parent as well, so I'm sure your testimony of this being a really good cause. Yes,
yes. I mean, that's the reason why we got involved. I have 2 middle schoolers and a high schooler, so it's always important to keep that safe environment in mind, and it does take a village. We all need to watch out for each other. It
does. Great tips. Thank you so much, Tricia.
Thank you for having me.
Again, the public is invited to attend a panel discussion on hosting a teen party, including facts on parents' risk and liability, on Tuesday, March 6th at 7 p.m. out at Brentwood High School. For more information, call STARS at 615-279-0058 or log on to starsnashville.org. We've got a link to that site on the More at Midday section of WSMV.com.